So today we are going to be taking a trip to Tucson, Arizona. We've got some business to take care of over there. That's a surprise, so I'm going to reveal that to you a little bit later. A couple things we do want to talk about. We have been staying in my parents' ranch house rather than the Arctic Fox truck bed camper, and there is a reason for that. We've been in West Texas here for about 2 or 3 months, and it has snowed twice since we've been here, which, no thank you. So while we are on our way to Tucson today, we are going to be talking about what we've been doing in West Texas, what our future plans are, and of course our reasoning for going to Tucson, Arizona. That'll be a surprise at the end of the video, so make sure you don't hit that red X before we reveal that surprise. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll that intro. Look at all these old Western style gun belts in this gas station. I mean, not like just 1 or 2 either. Who in this part of Texas is coming in here and buying old Western gun belts? The same kind of people that go to the gas station to buy whips is apparently the answer.
The cans are bigger right here.
Gas station's wrong. What do you think? Am I freaky fresh?
You look like you sleep with your first cousin.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Okay. Little nativity sets in case you forgot your cigarettes and Christmas decorations. Okay, so from what on the outer appearance looked like there were homeless people shooting heroin in the bathrooms, ended up being a really cool convenience store. They had a lot of decor in there. They had a little restaurant, a little casino area. The bathrooms were clean. They had gun belts if you want to get on your horse and just do the thing out here. I guess this would be the place to do the thing with a gun belt. Whips, anything you may need for your Western excursions. Right here at, what is this, Cinnamon's, I think? Yeah, no, I looked it up on the map. Here, I'll zoom in on Google. I'll do a screen recording. It's called Cinnamon's Travel Stopper.
I see it says Diesel Cash in janky letters.
It also might be called Diesel Cash. We're not sure. We'll let you know though. Maybe it's Kinnamon. I really hope none of my English teachers are watching. Okay, so maybe they are shooting heroines in the bathroom.
I wish to be something special in the end. I wish to be so much better in the end. I wish to be me.
Good morning from Tucson, Arizona, guys. We have got a ton of stuff to take care of before we reveal that surprise to you this morning. We did, however, want to take a break and sit down and talk about why we're staying in my parents' ranch house rather than our Arctic Fox 990. And I guess the short answer, the long answer shortened. It got cramped because this one moved in
I'm a saint.
with all of her stuff.
Blessing.
Little tubes of creams and perfumes and sprays. Do you know how many kitchen utensils a kitchen needs?
72.
Because we can't agree on that. Like 5. Stuff to make ramen noodles, stuff to make Hot Pockets, like...
Pizza cutter. You don't need a sifter?
You don't need a pizza cutter. If you order the pizza from the shop, they cut it for you. Bachelor 101. I'll show you one day.
No, you won't. We're getting married.
I'll show you one day. So we drove down to West Texas, and my parents were gracious enough to let us use their ranch house while we make a couple adjustments before we get back on the road. We are both dying staying stationary. There's been zero amounts of adventure in our life. We are both from a small town. I'm ready to get back on the road. I don't know if she is. I guess I'll leave her if she's not.
It's so funny.
A couple of the things that were our least favorite about living in the truck bed camper are actually our favorite things about living in the truck bed camper. I'll start with size. My favorite things about the size is it's small. It fits in a single parking spot. Anywhere the truck goes, it goes. With that being said, obviously it's small. If you're trying to find anywhere to put anything, if you're trying to move around, I used to have to stay asleep in bed. I wasn't allowed to get out of bed while she was making breakfast because I would get in her way. So I had to stay in bed until she was finished with breakfast, which...
Don't forget, every time we opened one of those cupboards, it ripped all of our blankets off. Even fitted blankets, it was picking up everything.
Because they were on the bed.
Right.
And that's another thing. You had to kind of shove the blankets under to even get some of the cabinets open to get your shirt. I mean, just really inconvenient. And on a weekend camping trip, I can't see a lot of these things being a massive issue. But full timing and doing it every day taught to me after about 3 weeks.
It was 8 months.
Yeah, but they can talk to me after 3 weeks and they'll understand what I'm saying. Secondly, our wet bath. The truck camper actually does have a full bathroom and shower in it, which we do get asked a lot. It is a wet bath, though, meaning that the toilet and the sink and everything from a regular bathroom is inside of the shower. This is a really cool idea if you're trying to poop and take a shower, which I've never done and I was incredibly excited about, and it was so awesome. I totally suggest it if you're ever near or in a wet bath. This wouldn't be that much of a problem, once again, if it was just a weekend type rig, but we were full timing in it. And when you're camping, there's a lot of dirt everywhere. And if you come in and need to use the restroom with any of that dirt on your shoes or anything like that, you create mud in a wet bath if there's any moisture left. Meaning that every time you take a shower, you got to take a squeegee and a towel and clean the whole shower back out. Once again, it's a really cool concept, just full timing for us. It got to be a nuisance. Another inconvenience to us was the placement of the awning and our side porch where we'd hang out in our zero gravity chairs. So the awning was actually put on the side of the hookups because the slide was on the passenger side where most normal RV's porch is. This isn't a massive problem, but it did present a little bit of awkwardness and new friendships because everybody else's porch was facing this way and our porch was facing this way. So at some point, we're sitting outside in our patio chairs while our neighbors are sitting outside in their patio chairs, and we're no further from them than we are from you.
Shout out to Matt and Amy.
They were awesome. We ended up just putting our awnings together and creating one giant porch. We had a great week in Colorado Springs hanging out with them. But some other people are really annoying, and we don't want to be their friends. And we would like to have the privacy of our own patio. So in a normal RV park, it's going to be patio, back of someone's hookups and their backyard, patio, back of someone's hookups in their backyard, patio. Because ours was opposite, it was patio, back of someone, patio, back of someone, patio, patio. Did that make any sense? I hope y'all understood that like I wanted you to. So that was a pretty, I guess, minor inconvenience.
Definitely inconvenient, though.
I just don't understand why they couldn't have put the slide on the hookup side and the awning on the correct side like every travel trailer and fifth wheel. I understand that obviously the door's on the back, so that throws a little bit of everything off from your standard fifth wheel or travel trailer. Another one that was actually a problem, more than an inconvenience a couple times, is our propane ran Awning Generator that is built into the unit, which at first I thought was really cool. The downsides to propane running your generator is propane also runs, when dry camping, the refrigerator. It also runs the furnace for heat, and it also runs the stove for cooking food. Propane is also incredibly hard to measure how much propane you have left. I know that they have little dealies that scan down the side and will tell you where your propane is. I know they have magnets underneath that connect to an app and will tell you how much propane you have left. But if anybody's messed with all of those, you know that they're not incredibly accurate, and you got to go out there and keep checking it. This becomes a real problem when you run out of propane while dry camping. Now, not only does your generator not work, which means that you have no AC power, your fridge is also turned off, your heat is also turned off, and you can't cook anything on the stove anymore. This can present a large problem. I prefer a gas generator just because gas is quite a bit easier to monitor. If you do run out of gas on your generator, your fridge is still running off propane, your heat is still running off of propane, and you're still able to cook on your cooktop. So a couple times our propane generator did die, and it killed all of our propane, and it put us in some very cold, rotten, smelly, hungry places. So that was definitely quite a bit more than an inconvenience, if you ask me. So, like we said, a lot of our cons are coincidentally also our pros. The size of it, it's too small, it's too cramped, but like I said, it fits into any parking spot. It's really easy to squeeze in between trees and find some truly phenomenal camp spots. I got to poop while taking a shower, and if you don't think that's a pro, then get off my channel.
I'm gonna unsubscribe right now.
I don't even know what to say to that. I feel so much lack of support. The awning being on the wrong side is annoying, but we did meet Matt and Amy and have met some pretty cool people from being face to face with them and forcing them to be our friends.
It's usually how it goes.
With this one, it's always how it goes.
I'm friends with everybody.
Forcefully. The propane generator, if you can't tell, I hate it. There is no pros to it. It sucks.
I think the trike bed camper would be great for weekend trips if we were living in a brick and mortar home and, worked a 9-to-5 job during the weekdays and needed somewhere to go during the weekends.
I agree. I think that if you're just taking the camper out on the weekends and you're not full-timing in it, it's just a camping rig. I think if you're just going fishing or hunting in it, it is a phenomenal rig. I believe that the pros outweigh the cons on Saturdays and Sundays and other short trips. When you come to full-timing is when a lot of these cons really become an issue, but that's what we're doing. We are down in West Texas making some modifications, some adjustments. We are in Tucson, Arizona right now to actually drop something off and make one of those big adjustments that's going to push us towards getting back on the road. We're ready to get back on the road. We're ready to start adventuring again. We're ready to start releasing content again.
This is worse than the pandemic. Living in a small town.
So I hope that gave you guys a little bit of an insight on why our content has slowed down, what we're doing in West Texas. We have not moved back. We do not plan on moving back. We will be on the road as soon as we can. But step number 1 is happening today. We've got to get going right now.
It's busy. Busy, busy.
We'll tell you guys about that surprise in just a second.
Start it up.
That's right, guys. If you look behind me, the Arctic Fox is no longer on my truck. It is on the truck of its new owners. Some folks from California came down to Tucson, Arizona to meet us, and they have purchased the Arctic Fox. This is not the end of full-time RV living for us. It's just the next chapter, but the Arctic Fox is getting a new home. Alright guys, this is my friend Scott. He is the new owner of our Arctic Fox 990. Where are you from, Scott?
California, Northern California.
Is this your first camper, Scott?
Yes, it is.
Okay, but y'all lived for about a year in a van camper, right?
Yeah, we've had a Volkswagen Euro van for about 8 years now.
Okay, so my man Scott is stepping up. What are your plans with the Arctic Fox? Just
Have a good time,
have a
camp
good
around.
time. It's good for that. It's good for that. All right, thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess since we're by the border, and I love Mexican food, we're gonna see what Montana has to offer, Mexican food wise.
Guadalajara, baby.
Did I say Montana?
Yep.
Montana has nothing to offer Mexican food wise. We're gonna see what Arizona has to offer Mexican food wise. Let's go.
Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente?
Okay, so Guadalajara, Mexican food, Tucson. What do you give it? Out of 5 stars.
15.
15 out of 5 stars. Okay.
So good.
I'm gonna give you a reasonable like 4.5 out of 5 because that seems fair. It seems fair. Real good though. Real
What
good.
happened to the missing half the star? Why would they miss half the star? You don't have a reason.
No, I don't. She's right. She's right. Let's give them the 5 stars. Guadalajara, Mexican food restaurant, Tucson, Arizona. If you're in this area, check it out.
Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Te quiero. Dime, baby, ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es
I'm sure gonna miss it. Goodbye, Artie Fox.